Hey family, good morning. Just out here again, doing that thing I do, which is walking and my meditation. But I wanted to share with you today just a little bit of my journey, how I came to a lot of the conclusions that I do with this knowledge and information that I share with you. So definitely a lot of it, this is not something that's theoretical for me. It's things that I've used pretty much most of my life, even when I wasn't aware of what I was doing. Okay, there was just something in me that led me to this knowledge and information, and to the point to where I can teach it. So one of the things is that one of the reasons that I left Christianity, one of the reasons that I basically said I can't do this anymore was I started to question things when I was probably, I can remember earnestly when I was 15 years old. And I started to question my mother and ask her about some things, and just wanted to get her feedback, because just things didn't sit right with me. And one of those things was the idea of people going to hell for eternity. Uh, by that time, I recognized that there were good people on this earth, or good people that I had come in contact with that were not Christian. You know, People that were my teachers. That might have been Jewish, or might have been some other religion, but they were good people and they had a good influence on me. So they didn't believe in Jesus, and by then I understood the idea that as a Christian, if you didn't believe in Jesus, then you were going to hell. Well, my question to my mother is how is it that someone can be a good person, which to me seemed to be that what should really matter. Why is it that a person that didn't believe in Jesus and a good person could go straight to hell, and a person that and a person that was, say, just a bad, terrible human being? And in my mind, I went to like an extreme. What if a person was like a murderer, and then they murdered people and just did bad things, and then on their deathbed, they confess that they believe in Jesus, and they would go to hell. I'm sorry, they would go to heaven. Okay, just by at that point, they did all the bad things they did through their whole life, as opposed to a good person that did all the good things their whole life. They would go to hell, and this person that did all the bad things, at the end, all they had to do was confess that they believed in Jesus, and they would go to heaven. Okay, that just logically, in the mind of a young child, that logically just made no sense to me, and it made me start to question Christianity. So I asked my mom that question, basically, so you're saying that a good person that doesn't believe in Jesus can go straight to hell? And she, without a hesitation, says, yeah. And that just didn't sit well with me. Just something was not right. And that's one of the things that I hear a lot of people say, that at a young age, that make a lot of the comments that something just did not sit right with them. Something was not right about Christianity, even when they were 6, 7, 8 years old. And that goes to another level of understanding and belief to me, is that we come into this world knowing some things, that we have a purpose when we come into this world. And a lot of times we have to live in the bounds of society that really stamp out our ability to really, you know, reach our purpose, But anyway, so with that backdrop, by the time I was a senior in high school, I had a track coach that was very influential in that. He was the one who really got me to starting to read books and stuff. And one of the first books that I read that absolutely positively changed my life was the autobiography of Malcolm X. And this, of course, him telling his journey, but by the end of his journey, he recognized the humanity in all people. At first he was, white people are the devil and, different things. And he was really railing against society and racism and white supremacy. And understandably so, from the time that he grew up. But at any rate, he read a lot of books, and he mentioned a lot of books in his autobiography. And I admired that so much that I started to read a lot of those books. And that became the foundation of me tapping into Black history, African history, and stuff like that. So by the time I was, senior in high school, I started to question a lot of things. And then I got a basketball scholarship. And I went to a small Southern Baptist school. And at the time, I didn't know that the Southern Baptists were Southern Baptists because back in the 1860s, they split from the main Baptist convention because they wanted to keep slaves. So, but I didn't know that then. They paid for college. I wouldn't have had no other opportunity to go to college any other way. My mom was not able to afford it. We were pretty poor. I mean, there were some days that my stomach was touching my back, that I would be so hungry growing up. But at any rate, went to the small Southern Baptist school. And at that point, I was on the edge of Christianity or of believing in Jesus and Christianity, but I wasn't quite sold, So by the time I got there, this was a religious institution, which people went there because they were Christian, okay? A lot of white people went there because they were Christian. But there was a lot of different nationalities there. It was really quite cosmopolitan, for a small campus. I met a lot of different people, a lot of different races. But at any rate, I met with people who were white that were Christian that basically gave me the message. They didn't say it explicitly, it was more implied that you could be a good Christian, but you could never be the best Christian until you're white, and white Christians are the best Christians. So with me gaining or getting that attitude from them, that just took me over the edge because understand I'm a Scorpio, and a Scorpio will sting itself to be right and to not prove or to not let you be right. so at that point, I was like, hell to the no. I'll be damned if I'm going to accept being inferior to you or any person because of my skin color. And at that point, I said, there is no God, And at that point, I was atheist. So the whole time I was on that campus, I was atheist. And I basically, and I let them know. And, because I was an athlete, I got a chance to move into go around and move within a lot of different circles, So no matter the race, because I was an athlete and well known there, they would allow me to enter their circles, and I would just meet people, and they would meet me and, realize that, hey, I was a human being and not just an athlete, and, stuff like that. So it was pretty cool, a pretty cool experience. But that undertone of not believing and saying that there was no God, that laid a foundation for me to where I started to study religion comparatively on my own. So not through studies, or through formal studies, but just on my own. But bottom line is that I decided that being a Christian was not all it was cracked up to be. So I decided to leave Christianity, and that was the first time. Okay, so let me make that clear. That was the first time. But this is what I want to say to that, is that I don't want this to go too long, but the thing is that I recognize that a lot of people are kind of on the fence about Christianity too. And I want to be cognizant, and I want to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Compassionate to those who are transitioning, because I know how difficult that is. My transition took many, many years, okay? But I know some of you, and it might be the same for some of you, but I know that there are others that you like receive a shock to your system, and it just throws everything off. Too many people that are supposedly woke think that leaving Christianity is like getting over belief in Santa Claus. And that's just not the case. And if you think that way, then you're not being very compassionate, and you don't even understand your own journey. So you really, really have to think about the other person. So before you start calling them names and stuff for being a Christian, calling them dumb, stupid, blah, 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 think about it. Think about it. Now, obviously, I know that there are Christians that are just simply ignorant, and when I say ignorant, I mean not knowing. And, a lot of them come to my page, and call me names. It happens. But again, it's just part of the journey. But I want you to know that you that are starting to question how monumentally, psychologically amazing that you are, that you're able to step out of that whole box, of Christianity and start to question. Because everything is built to make you fear leaving that system. And through all that fear, you still have the courage to question and to look at something that could be and should be different, So you are some courageous mother, shut your mouth. And you should understand that about yourself and pat yourself on the back and know that what you're doing is not easy. And and anybody that does not grasp that, please do, because it's not a simple task to throw off this indoctrination. And the other thing is, a lot of people think that, just when they profess that they don't believe in Jesus anymore, all of the Christian indoctrination is gone. No, it ain't, So it takes years, especially the earlier that you accepted Christianity, if it was especially as a young child, you're going to be indoctrinated at a deep level that you don't even recognize all the time. So just be cognizant of that. But that was basically my early journey of leaving Christianity, was that I questioned the idea of hell. And then I did not like the idea of somebody telling me that I was inferior to them, because of who I was. And that just really made me start to question quite a bit. So, but at any rate, this is Reginald Kouakaru, and I am signing out. And you guys have an amazing day. And at KCL, we live life boldly, authentically, unapologetically, and on our terms, without guilt or shame. All right? Y'all have an amazing day. Bye.